Let's watch Joe Rogan. We probably won't see Josh Zips on the Rogan Pro case for a while. Let's take a look.
Adverse risk associated for young boys in particular. There's an adverse risk associated with the vaccine. It's like a 2 to 4-fold increase in the instances of myocarditis.
Yes, but you know what?
Hospitalization.
You know that there's an increased risk of myocarditis among that age cohort from getting COVID as well, which exceeds the risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. No. I don't think it's true that there's an increased risk of myocarditis from people catching COVID that are young versus increased risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
No, there is. There's both.
Tepek, thank you for the 5, get the subs, and the Trippy Ginger, thank you for the 10, give the subs.
Well, let's look that up, because I don't think that's true. Myocarditis more common after COVID-19 infection than vaccination. But is this with children?
Hey, I didn't miss Joe Rogan.
Wait, no way, dude. What? That's crazy. Well, let's run that back again.
For young boys in particular, it
exceeds the risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. No. I don't think it's true that there's an increased risk of myocarditis from people catching COVID that are young versus increased risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
No, there is. There's both.
Well, let's look that up, because I don't think that's true. Myocarditis more common after COVID-19 infection than vaccination. But is this with children? Yeah, we're talking about young people.
Men and boys aged under 30 after this is what it says here.
With children is the issue.
Well, no, we were talking about 15-year-olds.
Well, we're talking about young children.
Male child. 12 to 17.
12 to 17, more like develop myocarditis with 3 months
of catching COVID are men.
At a rate of 450.
Those are actually men. 12 to 17-year-old men. That's men. You're talking about men. Dude, look. The conversation that Joe Rogan is currently engaging in and the attitude that he is doing here shows something profoundly important, okay? This is no longer an open-minded person. An open-minded person is not faced with information that contradicts what they believe in, okay? And then gets into the defensive mode like this. He is literally trying to goalpost shift, like in real time. You are seeing the cogs, the wheels turning in his fucking head, trying to change the argument to a point where like he can maybe salvage it, okay? I've done it in the past as well. Sometimes I do it, okay? It's just like, it's a normal human thing to do. But the unfortunate reality is that Joe Rogan is completely in the wrong here. And that's precisely why he just keeps, like, he'll never get to this point again because he won't have Joshua Zepps on. He's just going to have, like, in retaliation to this, he's going to have, like, 8 fucking guests on that actually tell him that he's actually right and really smart. Okay?
The cases per million infection. This compares to 67 cases of myocarditis per million at the same time following their second dose of Pfizer.
Yeah, so you're about 8 times likelier to get myocarditis from getting COVID than from getting the vaccine.
That's interesting.
Now,
that is not what I've read before, but also it's like...
Wait. Now attack the source. Say that, like, I don't know, it's really divisive and, like, maybe some of these published studies are actually really sussy, you know? Attack the source. Incoming, dude. Because, like, it's always the same. There's different degrees of defense, right? Immediately. When you're caught, you fucking, move the goalpost as aggressively as you can. And if you can't move the goalpost aggressively, then you realize, like, oh, fuck, I might have fucked up. Then you have to attack the source and be like, well, I did the research and I saw something different. And actually, this research is, like, not great. You know, there's a lot of like bias in the media, and there's a lot of bias in like, you know, journals and shit like that. That's why I get my that's why I get my information from unbiased sources like you know, Facebook.com.
Even when we're reading these things, it's like, what are we getting this from? Was this from the VAERS report? But even from the VAERS reports, when they report this stuff, it's like the amount of people that report like it's the underreporting.
VAERS has issued underreporting. Dude, you are gone, bro. You are fucking gone. The moment that you say VAERS, which is historically overreported, okay, not underreported, which has a unfortunate problem with people just engaging in mass hysteria and you know, just straight up not comprehending that they are like people just like over-report and like overwrite deaths and shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
Waking up to Joe Rogan hassle.
VAERS isn't scientific. It's literally raw data. Exactly. Oh my lord, dude. Joe Rogan followed it up by saying it's really hard to submit to VAERS. Yeah, dude. That's right. Wait, we need to watch this whole thing. Hit me with this. VAERS is a self-report system. You can literally be like, I died after taking the vaccine on VAERS, okay? Saying Rogan is moving the goalpost while you're currently moving the goalpost. Lamau, wait, what? How did I move the goalpost? I'm just straight up. You always check logs when someone says you move goalposts? Oh my God. I fucking hate you, dude. I hate these chatters, okay? We get it, bro. You're obsessed. You watch me every day, okay? It's cool. You're a stan. It's fine. Stop fucking using your stan knowledge against me, okay? Yes, I do that. I do a bunch of things, okay? I do a bunch of things. I am open with you. I'm honest with you. And you know my behaviors, okay? You know all of this stuff. Stop being fucking weird and using it and metagaming against me, okay? You fucking dick. Game, you were getting read like a book today, getting rolled hard as fuck. I mean, yeah, of course, dude. You're in here. Like, it's like knowing the behavior of people that you live with, okay? You know. You fucking know I'm going to say certain shit. And I'm going to behave in a certain way because you see me every day. You watch me every day. It's just normal. It's a normal part of the process. Chat treating you like a real stepfather? Yes, I'm the father that stepped up, chatters. Remember that. Not the stepfather, but the father that stepped up. Better start acting right. r/Jerry post on this clip. Why can't he just admit he's wrong about this? He just won't. I'm right. I'm right about this, dude. I am the #1 Joe Rogan stan, okay? You know how chatters read me to filth earlier just now when they said, oh, you always check someone's logs when they say you move the goalpost? I am that for Joe Rogan. I've known about Joe Rogan for years. I used to consume his content for many, many years, okay? Non-fucking stop. I saw him as like a very cool individual that I wanted to be like, to have like his own media properties and like be independent and command a gigantic audience and just like do whatever the fuck you want, you know? When I was younger, I thought that was dope. And I still think that like in essence is dope. But I have the mug. I hung out with him for hours after one of his fucking shows. Like I've had conversations. I've had a conversation with him in the past. And I've also seen the fucking fall of Joe Rogan. So I have a lot. I have a lot of background in Joe Roganology. Okay.
Has Kona.
Like I've done the work. And what I have seen in Joe Rogan's behavior is this. There are certain things that he just like won't let go. Everything else, he'll say he's a dumbass. Everything else, he'll admit that he's a fucking idiot. And he'll move on and he'll change his attitudes. Okay. But there are certain things that he is like very aggressively he's always since day one been very aggressively like just super hard-headed on. Back in the day it was smoking weed, okay? And he always would defend smoking weed, which is fine. That's not a bad thing, okay? I am, you know, totally on board with that. Even if people push back on smoking weed, he would fight back. He would defend it. And there are certain things that like his own lived experience actually gives him a good understanding on. Like, I mean, now he's becoming more and more out of touch with the Spotify deal. But like before, he grew up not so wealthy, and like he recognizes that. And we get it, bro. You're a stan turned anti. No, I mean, I want Joe Rogan to be good. Okay. Yeah, and then trains people in sports is one where he was just like, no. But most people don't really care because they either A, think trans people are weird or don't care, or B, they also hate trans people beyond the people that are just like, I don't know anything about trans people. I don't give a shit. Okay. So when he went like super hard on fucking trans people in sports, like they didn't give a shit. Weed, most people are in support of, and he was right on that issue, so they didn't give a shit. But now the thing is like basically fucking
more money.
The thing is like the vaccines. He will just not give up on his wrong takes on the vaccines. He just will not. He will not back away from it. And he has plenty of sycophants who will go on a show and tell him he's right and tell him he's smart and how brilliant he is and how that's the appropriate way to fucking be a skeptic, even though he's not a skeptic at all. The irony is that like he's getting fed the misinformation hook, line, and sinker. And even when people are
16 months,
was he right or wrong about the trans people in sports thing? Oh no, he was totally fucking wrong, in my opinion. Totally wrong about it. Like, get mad at me all you want, but and not only is it like a super unproductive conversation, but that unproductive conversation also straight up led to like a fuckload of transphobia. Because like ultimately it doesn't matter, okay? It's like constantly having the conversation of like, would you fuck a trans woman? Would you fuck a trans woman? It's like, bro, trans people's existence does not need to rely on whether they're fuckable or not, okay? Trans people's existence should not have to rely on like whether they can compete. The entire argument against trans people competing in trans girls competing in like against cis girls revolves around basically saying trans people should not compete, okay? Because ultimately, it comes down to having a trans only league or some shit, okay? And that's silly as fuck. There's like 3 trans athletes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And in like separate fields. So what are they gonna do? It's not a serious subject at all. It's not. It is completely irrelevant. And that's why you never see trans athletes like fucking completely dominating. And unironically, when there is a trans athlete that like dominates to a certain level, okay, and then they lose, motherfuckers will turn around and go, well, actually, they lost on purpose so that other trans women can compete in the future. It's like, you're just pathological. Like, you don't care. That's why Joe Rogan constantly talks about fucking Fallon Fox or whatever from like 2014 when she broke someone's orbital bone, like, which breaks in fighting all the time, and like misrepresents it and fucking says that it's actually like a really difficult bone to fucking break and blah, blah, blah. It's just like so stupid. It just comes down to trans people are being deceptive and they're lying and they're doing it for attention and they're doing it to fucking win competitions. And it's like, yeah, be trans then. Undergo HRT right now. It's the same exact argument for gay people, okay? It's just that it's inappropriate and unacceptable in society, in civilized society, to fucking shit on gay people in the same way. So they just moved on to trans people. They moved the fucking goalposts to trans people in the exact same bullshit, okay? It's literally like, yeah, you hate gay people? Suck a cock. Come on. You think gay people are doing it for attention? Suck a dick. Be gay. Become gay. If it's a choice, just become gay. Choose to be gay for one day. If being trans is a choice, then choose to be trans. Just be trans. Get some HRT, just get fucking forcibly feminized. And let's see how it works. It's the same exact arguments. I literally do not care if trans women have a competitive advantage. That's the difference too. I don't think they do, but if they did, I still wouldn't care. I'm also an advocate for PEDs too, so you're not gonna find like people are saying they definitely do. I mean, there isn't. Studies have been conducted on whether or not trans athletes actually have a significant competitive advantage, and they don't. There is not enough evidence to suggest that trans athletes, trans women in general, because let's be real, nobody gives a fuck about trans men, by the way. Like absolutely zero people give a fuck about. Like, there's a trans there was a trans boy that was fucking dominating high school wrestling, and no one cared. Not a single person talked about it. There's also, because there's like the misogynistic element there too. It's just such a weird thing. Like, I don't care. I especially don't care about like high school female sports. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I just, why are you acting like this is the
6 months?
This is so significant in your life. Just let fucking young trans girls perform and compete. Like, the fuck? They already have enough that they're dealing with. Okay? It's just so stupid. It's like, no, it's about the ethics in high school female competition. You're fucking weird, okay? You're a weirdo. The other thing that people need to do is they should be forced to watch all the games. Two things. Okay, if you think trans people are doing it for attention or winning athletic competitions, one, you have to be forcibly feminized immediately. Okay, you have to have the queer Marxist brigade come into your house and at gunpoint start inoculating you with HRT. Okay, immediate gender confirmation therapy, and in that process, you are forced. Literally, you have to sit there like Clockwork Orange style, with your eyes like fucking opened up like this. You have to be forced to watch high school women's volleyball or whatever the fuck is your main point. You have to do that for 4 hours a day. Shut the fuck up. You do not care. The only thing you care about that in that equation is that, ooh, trans people, icky. I don't like it. And that's it. It just like starts and ends at like, ooh, ew, trans people. That's the problem you have. You don't care. You literally do not care. Anyway. Of course I agree with you, but I think their clapback would be, what would I tell your 11-year-old daughter? What do you tell your 11-year-old daughter when she loses to a boy? Well, that's not a boy. So maybe you shouldn't fucking, try to hide the truth that trans people fucking exist from your 11-year-old daughter, because she's going to grow up to fucking resent you after she watches the Hasan broadcast. It's just the truth. You didn't lose to a boy.
Tries so hard to be like him on his own trash podcast, lol.
Can you imagine? By the way, the irony of like 11. Okay, so you're telling me that like some parents have decided to put their 11-year-old trans daughter on hormone blockers, like they've allowed their 11-year-old daughter to be on hormone blockers. You think that person has a competitive advantage? They quite literally do not. That's the whole purpose of hormone blockers early on, is to, and it's also something that you can reverse as well. But like that is quite literally the point of hormone blockers, okay? So, that's cool.
$4 months.
Okay, does anyone have the fucking Joshua Zips video? I'd like to see the Joshua Zips video. I've constructed this imaginary scenario. Why is it wrong? I made the realization recently that even if being gay or trans was a choice, it would change absolutely nothing. They would still deserve the same amount of respect. People imply that if it was a choice, then it would be okay to criticize it. Yeah, that is also weird too. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's your argument? It's a choice. So what is your argument? To like choose not to be gay? Like, why? Maybe they want to fuck dudes. Like, what's wrong with you? It's not a choice. But even if it was, that's actually a good take. I've really never thought about that. Anyway, I was never strong or muscular before, but now I'm on HRT. I'm weaker. I get exhausted more quickly and build up less muscle.
Wow, 6 months for free. Thanks, Jeffy boy.
Real talk, I'm trans femme, and hearing you say stuff like this, my brain immediately jumps to defending the high school shit. Was I raised by it with a fucked mindset? Like what? I don't get it. You're trans femme and you like think like trans girls should not compete in high school sports? Like what the fuck? I'm confused. People, yeah, that was funny. People got mad when a trans woman won Miss Nevada. They said she was cheating by being trans. They don't care. They just hate us. It's like, yeah, trans women are cheating when they beat cis women in every competition, even if it's one that like normally would be you know, in most circumstances, especially with like cis judges, there will be inherent transphobia in that situation, and that's it, like, and even then, they're actually fucking cheating by being trans.
Transgender pride, transgender pride, transgender pride.
Anyway, motherfucker talks all the time about internalized transphobia, and now you can't recognize it when someone tells you. No, I mean, that is internalized transphobia. I was just like still surprised that like a trans person would be like, yeah, actually, fuck them trans girls. They should not be allowed. Like, it's still surprising, you know, as an adult. Anyway, okay.
Okay, let's go.
In the United States right now, right? Isn't it? I mean, I think
Rogan and Jamie go back and forth on which car. Oh no, there's a rift between Rogan and Jamie, dude.
Right now, right?
Yo, Pull That Shit Up University is having a big rift in the Joe Rogan community. I feel like Jamie is winning over the Reddit, but he's just like fucking, you know, he's finally like pulling shit up, and Joe's like, don't pull that shit up, Jamie. Yo, Jamie, you pulled too much shit up, homie. Stop pulling shit up.
Isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I know it's worth more.
I think it's,
I gotta pee, I'll be back.
They manufacture more and sell more Teslas than any other American brand. See if that's true. Is it true? No?
No.
What's that?
Pretty sure Ford F-150 is the top.
Ford F-150 was the top.
Oh, of course, dude. How did he not know this? He's in Texas, dude. What the fuck? Yo, F-150 is the fucking most popular car in NA, baby. That's right. We roll coal around these parts, brother. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah.
Pickup trucks were kind of popular, but now it is the embodiment of one's personality, right?
Okay.
Q3, they just sold or just made their 2 millionth car.
Whoa.
But I believe that's for all of their, you know.
They sold 2 million
line.
electric cars.
They're expensive.
Ever. First automaker to reach 2 million. What does that say? Click on that.
Wait, he thought that Tesla sold more cars than Ford? That makes no sense. Dude, actually, that makes the most sense. Why would he think that? Oh my God, because of Tesla's fucking stock prices, dude. Let me tell you something. I'm going to defend Joe Rogan here, okay? Yes, he's an Elon Musk simp, but part of the reason why he thought that was most likely because, like, it doesn't make sense. Why is Tesla so successful in the stock market if it's not selling as many fucking cars as like, you know, Volkswagen, for example, which sells like what 3x, 4x more cars than Tesla does. Why do they have, you know, why are they the most valuable car company on the planet?
I'm pretty sure of that. Or I read an article that was a lie.
That could be happening.
Could be propaganda. Do you have a Tesla?
I don't.
Do you ever driven one?
I've been in one.
They're pretty spectacular.
They're next
Goddamn
level.
Spaceship.
Spaceship. Yeah, for the last 3.
It sucks. Old Joe Rogan this is another thing that this is an unlocked memory in my brain. Old Joe Rogan, who was a car head, by the way, big Porsche guy. For those of you who don't know, old Joe Rogan was a gigantic Porsche head. I don't even know if he fucking talks about cars anymore. He would talk about how he had this like modded Porsche that he fucking loves, and like, you know, constantly fucking talking about that. Constantly talked about analog. And I do agree with him that he loved that mechanic feel, the analog cars, and how much better that was. And he used to fucking hate electric cars. Okay? The thing that I get annoyed by with the electric cars, especially the Tesla, is that it's an iPhone. Okay? It's an iPhone that you can drive. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that, like, there needs to be more of a feel in a car. Okay? Anyway. So he totally has, like, he got one Tesla and he went fucking real suburban, dude. Suburban housewife with it. He's just like, now he loves like, oh, it's like a spaceship. It's like, dude, shut up. It's what happened? Why don't you still like the fucking mechanical feel of a car? It doesn't have to be stick shift only. I don't like the fucking iPad, okay? It's a personal choice, but it just sucks. Like, I do wish Joe Rogan was still the old Joe Rogan. The haptic feedback is very important for cars. I agree with that. You like the mechanical feel of a Camry? No, but I prefer having some degree of tech is obviously important, but I still prefer, like, you know, buttons and shit. That's just me. I think, like, touchscreen is not great, especially when you're driving.
3 years, they've averaged 900,000 per year for F-150s. I don't think they sell that many Teslas.
Well, why don't you Google it instead of thinking?
You know,
I mean, you know, the F-150 is fascinating. I had jokes about the pickup truck. Like, when we were kids, pickup trucks were kind of popular, but now it is the embodiment of one's...
Joe, you're not going to like it when Jamie pulls that shit up, homie.
Personality, right?
Okay. Oh, this was his Porsche. Yeah.
They just made their $2 million car.
This was his Porsche.
Well, that's for all of their, you know...
This was his fucking... This 911 base Gunther Works GW 993 belongs to Joe Rogan. Oh, no, this is his new one. Oh, that's so fucking... that's so sexy.
Content.
No, I've seen his old one. His old one was white, I think, and it had like a fucking major... It had like a huge... what's it called? Like the fucking tail. I can't fit... But his other one's Shark Works. Yeah. I can't fit in these Porsches. I know I can't fit in them. I've tried. Spoiler, yeah. It had the huge fucking spoiler, I think. The white... I think he had the white 911, maybe? I don't know. Anyway.
Hassle.
It's just like sad that he likes fucking, you know, Teslas now. Like, the guy who loves cars is like, I love Teslas.
So 2 million electric cars
They're expensive.
ever. First automaker to reach 2 million. What does that say? Click on that. Inside EVs. Is that electric cars? First automaker to reach the milestone. Soon the production sales volume will reach 1 million per year. So they sell more, man. Thank you.
That's
so glad I was right.
Okay, sure.
Am I wrong, Tim?
Yeah,
no.
That's Tesla versus one Ford car.
Yeah.
Right.
The F-150 sells.
How much does the F-150 sell?
900,000 per year.
Right, but you know that Ford is actually, they're going to stop production of almost everything except the F-150 and the Mustang, which is pretty crazy.
I just was saying.
But like the F-150.
Are you... What the fuck? Wait, but they haven't. Wait, what is he... What? Did he not understand what the fuck was going on? Like, he just straight up said... Like, he misunderstood. Tesla sold 2 million electric cars, first automaker to reach that milestone. First of all, Tesla didn't sell 2 million electric cars in 1 year. That's the total amount of sales of all the Tesla cars that have been sold since the beginning. Okay? And that is a milestone for electric cars. Tesla's yearly sales does not touch even the Ford F-150's yearly sales probably. Even if you were to compare, let's see how many fucking how many Teslas are sold in 2021. How would we fucking figure this out, actually? Tesla sold 930,000 in 2021. Oh, versus 600,000 F-150s. Okay, wait. Hold up. Does that factor into the big fleet that they technically sold, but they haven't really sold yet? Because I don't think Tesla sold that many without the fleet for Hertz.
I have glasses now.
F-150's 4-year average produced 830K. Tesla's is 320K. And for the record, it's silly to compare Ford F-150, which is one fucking car that Ford sells, very popular, most popular, but versus versus the entire production line. (2021) auto sales figures by manufacturer. GM. Wait, what? Where's Tesla? 301,000. GM sold 2.2 million. Ford sold 1.8 million. Stellantis FCA 1.7, Honda 1.4, Toyota 2.2, Hyundai Kia 1.4, Nissan 1 million, BMW 371, Daimler 329,000. Tesla is not. Oh, there's also the 900,000 F-150s US sales only. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, also, we're not even talking about F-150 is the most popular. There is like a line that goes all the way to like fucking 350, and then after 350, it goes into trucks all the way up to. It's just like, it's such a dumb and so wrong take that I tried to fucking own him on the wrong take that he even had. Like, even if you move the goalpost, the F-150 is so popular that even if you fucking move the goalpost, which is a ridiculous fucking goalpost to move it to, I think it still beats Tesla. Like, even the cherry pick data, it does not, it doesn't even fucking touch the F-150. And 99% of them are not being used for anything they're intended for? No. Everything past the point of 350 are used for the intended purpose. You can't, because it's not manageable. You would never want anything above a 350 because it's just like, it doesn't come with the bells and whistles of a F-150. F-150 is still like one of the better, the reason why F-150 is the most popular model is because it's like actually fun to drive.
Or he'll suffocate.
That's Tesla versus one Ford car.
Yeah.
Right.
The F-150 sells.
How much does the F-150 sell?
900,000 per year.
Right, but you know that Ford is actually, they're going to stop production of almost everything except the F-150 and the.
I don't believe that, by the way. Where do you get that? Is that true? Why would they do that? Also, yo, don't hate me, but I fucking hate the new Mustang. The EV Mustang is so, like, what did they fucking do, dude? Why did they do that? They made a fucking crossover. Like, why would you take the sexiest, like, one of the sexiest, iconic fucking Mustangs and turn it into a CUV? It's so ugly. It's so shitty. It's not even like a SUV. I fucking despise what they did with that. Can you imagine if they made the Mustang EVs boxy, like a Shelby, you know what I mean? Like a 67? Oh, dude. Oh, my dick's getting hard thinking about that. Just like, It would be so fucking sick. It would be the exact direction that they need to go towards, which is why the F100 is actually really, really sick. The new F100 concept car that we looked at, there's still the GT500, dumbass. Wait, no, we're talking about EVs, bro. What the fuck do you mean? This isn't an electric vehicle? No, we're talking about the fucking Mustang. We're talking about the Mustang Mach-E, the electric vehicle. By the way, the F-150 Lightning is going to be fucking fire too, for the record. Lol, RGB wheel in your Mustang. I mean, this is my shit. This is extremely my shit. I've talked about this. I've fawned over this many, many times. Will fucking loves it. Your takes are always wrong. Sorry. The Mach-E? Will does not like the Mach-E. Does he? I first hated the Mach-E, but they're starting to grow on me. I just wish they'd take the Mustang name off the plate. Nah, it's nasty as fuck, dude. Look at this. Ew, dude. The Ford Mustang Mach-E. Sick. Literally fucking soccer mom car. One of the most iconic muscle cars of all time. Look what the fuck they're doing. Look what they did to my boy. Look how they massacred my boy, dude. Oh! Ugh. And the front, oh God. Bro, just put a fake grill on it, dude. I can't. I hate the, like, I get it. You don't need a grill, okay? But just put a grill on it, please. For fuck's sake. It just looks so bad. It looks so fucking bad. Like, can you... I got a Mustang GT, brother. Oh, sick. Looks like a fucking Hyundai crossover, okay? Sick. Literally looks like a Genesis or some shit. Like, it literally... Oh, yeah. Here's my Mitsubishi. What are you doing? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Tarnishing your legacy. Oh, my God. You could have gone the exact opposite direction where these, like, awful fucking, like, these awful pill-shaped cars are so ugly and so annoying. You don't even need that level of, like, you don't need that efficiency that comes along with, like, what is it, wind resistance and whatnot, because it's not even a fucking gas-powered vehicle. Just literally use that to your advantage and make some boxy motherfuckers, dude. Make some boxy motherfuckers. Why does it keep saying anyways? It's so weird. I know you need it for range, but I know battery life is not there yet. I know I'm going to purchase a fucking electric vehicle this week, so I'm aware. All right. Carstone lock over. Here's Joe Rogan.
I was just saying.
But like the F-150 and the Mustang together is more than Tesla.
I wonder.
And then if you add in
Ford Escorts,
and then there's
so
Cadillac,
that 2 million
Escalades
milestone. They're the first company that sells 2 million electric cars. So that's the milestone, is that they're the first company to sell that many electric cars. So like every year.
By the way, there's no cars available to buy, right?
Oh, it's nuts. That's crazy. The chip shortage thing is fucking spooky. Because, like, you guys didn't see that coming? You just thought you could just buy chips from China and they would be cool, just selling them to you? When you guys talk a lot of shit about China? 2020, the amount of autos and light trucks sold in the U.S. dipped to around 14.5 million units. Right, of course. All companies. Ford Motor Company's vehicles in the U.S. between 2015 to, well, it doesn't say.
his audience loves debating and shit. They're gonna hate that he keeps moving the goalposts. I don't think like obviously the mega simps are not gonna recognize that, but like he's cultivated an audience of fucking debate lords ultimately because of all the debate lord Andys that he has on his show and shit. So it's just like anyway like that I stick the way. Where is this coming from? What is it reading? I don't know. Fucking annoying. It's just like they're gonna hate it. I think some of the people are gonna hate it.
But like,
it does right there.
There you go.
599,000 units to around 539,000 units.
That's counter to the 900,000 I just saw.
Yeah, who knows?
Joe Rogan acknowledging that Taiwan is part of China. Yeah, he's literally... Joe Rogan said Chinese Taipei. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was wild. Yeah, he said the chips coming from China, of course they're going to hold it back. 75% of our chips come from Taiwan, doesn't it? Own it. And you also need to step up.
You know, like if you had a buddy who you thought was a bit too strict with their kid or something, or like, you know, you just sort of wanted to change his behavior in a certain way, and you were like, I think I can do this. I think I know how to talk to this person. I think the best solution is a collaboration with them. And then another buddy of yours goes, no, you have to say that your buddy is a child abuser, and until you admit that he's a child abuser, I'm not even going to have a conversation about this because your buddy is a child abuser. Let's insist. You'd be like, hang on.
What comparison is this?
This is what it feels like when Americans come and try to save the conversation that Australians are having with each other about these policies. So like,
oh, that's fucking... Yeah, he's right, though. It's like right-wing Americans have decided that, like, Australia is Nazi Germany because they want to, like, hype up the anger that, like, some of the reactionary Aussies, the fucking bogans, for example, feel about these lockdown measures, right?
No, they could not forget you poised beyond their reach.
Okay, stop, bro. Hot Cheeto praxis... These kind of
no offense, Van, you lengthwise fit in a Porsche.
No offense, Van, you lengthwise fit in a Porsche? Dog, I literally sat in a Porsche 911, okay? And I did not fit. What the fuck are you talking about? All right, let's fucking keep going. All right. So as I was fucking saying, there's a bunch of bogans and some people that are fucking mad. They're piss mad, these fucking cunts. Right? They're mad about their fucking lockdowns, right? But ultimately, it's a tiny, tiny fraction of the community. It's not a fucking big deal. Okay? Oh my god, why is chat behaving this way today? Yes, Streamer Man said 9/11 Pepela. Anyway. Anyway, as I was saying, a lot of reactionaries are using this to like propagandize in Australia and like trying to see, and Joshua Zips here is basically saying, how about you see yourself out of Australia business? All right. How about you fucking see yourself out of Australia business?
It's become a lot harder for people like me to go, let's look at the human rights trade-offs. Let's look at the health trade-offs. Let's try to assess what's reasonable and what's not reasonable. When you've got all this chatter coming from some of these alt-right people who are saying, like, literally,
well,
Jamie,
Tim Pool's not alt-right. Well, and Majid is not alt-right either.
No,
neither one of those guys are alt-right.
No,
that's
I'm not
an unfair assessment.
I'm not saying Majid.
Okay, but you're using that pejorative to dismiss what they're saying.
Well,
like they might get really into these conspiracies, and you look at it on paper without the whole breadth of knowledge from the community, and you find out that these people are being relocated, and you do see those, whatever you want to call them, camps, communities where the people have to stay on their porch. It's concerning to someone who lives in America. You would understand how you would think of Australia as being this wild, free place.
Yeah, totally.
And then you see that and you go, oh, my God, they're reverting back to the way they were.
What the difference is that there are some people, and I sort of give Margaret a pass.
So wait, his defense of Tim Pool is that like what? Tim Pool is not alt-right, but he's a conspiracy theorist? Is Joe Rogan talking to a fucking Australian dude and being like, actually, Tim Pool knows more about Australia than you do?
2 months, baby.
I mean, like, you can, and that's technically a reality. You know, there's some like dumbass Aussies, okay? But ultimately, it's not something that really flies in the Joe Rogan Experience fan base. Like, usually they do absolutely get upset at that.
Crikey,
And will, in any other circumstance, I'd be like, really? It's a classic fucking reactionary argument. Like, really? The lived experience of a black person? If there's like a black conservative, conservatives love fucking saying like, you know, that person's lived experience is more important.
On this, because I know him well enough to sort of think that he must just be sort of, you know, not doing enough fact checking. But there are some other people like Tim who I feel like I and people like Claire Lehman at Quillette, who's the editor of Quillette, have done a lot of work, like pointing out the facts, and then it doesn't go.
Okay, this guy sucks too, by the way. I mean, he's literally bringing up Claire Lehman. I mean, of course, he's on the Joe Rogan Experience, so I don't know why the fuck I thought he would be an honest broker here. Jesus Christ. Quillette. Literal prophrenology. Sorry. Craniology, Quillette. Craniology is not phrenology. It's actually very good. More like Joe Rogan. That's right. Joe Rogan, more like Joe Rogan. Am I right? That's a good one, mate. That's a good one, mate. As good as a fucking VB long neck on a smoko.
Pogo.
I think he's saying those people are also alt-right.
Go anywhere. It's like unless you call them concentration camps and accept that Australia is on a path to become a fascist authoritarian dictatorship, there's nothing to even talk about.
I don't think he's having conversations with anybody who's actually in Australia, unfortunately.
Well, I've invited him on my podcast and he doesn't come on. Like he and I have exchanged, you know, terse words on Twitter where I'm like, mate, you're not helping, and he's like, it's a concentration camp. That's just that you don't admit it. So it's more the tone of
that's his voice on Twitter.
That's his voice on Twitter.
You know what I reckon?
What do I know him from? I know Josh Zebbs from somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, he was a founding host for HuffPost Live. That's why. I think that was what it was. Anyway. Your Twitter mentions? What?
Yes. They definitely should.
Sure.
If you look at a corporation that's making fucking untold billions of dollars, and then you go down to the bottom of the chain and people are in dire poverty that are working for that company, and that company is benefiting substantially more than that person's
The balance is way off.
The balance is way off, and those people have no leverage.
Yes.
That's where unions come into play.
Right.
That's why it's important.
It's like, but that's why Jeff Bezos recently with Amazon, like he's taking the photos with the girl.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it. At least the Amazon employees, even though they don't have food or health care, can look at him and go, he's having fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas a Warren Buffett, he's just in Omaha having sex with kids quietly and worshiping Satan.
Is that what he's doing?
Come on, who lives in Omaha? That has $1 billion.
He drinks a lot of Coca-Cola.
He's got $100 billion. He lives in Omaha. Why? Because he likes.
He lives in a small house.
He says he likes Dairy Queen. Let's cut it out. But
we watched a part of this. It's pretty fun. I mean, that's not bad. He really does look like Will Nev if he let himself go. I've been watching for 4 months pretty consistently, and I have no clue why people spam the chat. I like genuinely don't get it. Is it like funny or something? Maybe I'm old. It is fun. No, it's fun when chat spams shit. It's like there's this weird sync between chat and the streamer. If we're vibing and the chat's like spamming dumb shit, it's pretty funny. But also, you know, it's fun. It's fun to like, you know, join in. It's like hive mind. But then sometimes it's like fucking annoying. Like whenever homies are like, touched them. Açıyorum açıyorum. Söyler misin adama? Adam atacak şu anda. Adam. I remember going to Occupy Wall Street protest when I was a kid with my dad and I was a Joe bro. What the fuck is that pipeline?
Hassle.
Efendim. Okay, okay. Sorry, I just like adore related things. Joe, vaccines have a lot of dangerous side effects. Shop, the most dangerous. The boosters killing my grandma. Joe, Brendan, your grandma should get the vaccine. She's pretty old. I never saw old people shouldn't get it. Shop, she's the oldest. I should give it to every old person. Brain dead. Shop said the boosters killing his grandma with 100% seriousness. Joe, it's not a vaccine, it's gene therapy. The spike proteins. Some would say it's the spikiest. Dude, I love the Brendan Schaub loves sucking Joe's toes memes. It's so funny.
People.
Right.
Joe Rogan on Maddie to Garay and suppression of vaccine adverse events.
Side effects of the vaccine.
Both men and women, menstrual issues,
strokes, neurological disorders, chronic fatigue.
So what's a neurological disorder? Just out of curiosity.
Your whole body shaking.
Jesus.
Yeah, and you can't do anything about it. Like weird ones, man. The thing is, when you're vaccinating, to be fair, you're vaccinating hundreds of millions of people in this country alone. You're going to get adverse side effects on any medication.
Right.
The thing is, if you look at only that group, like if you vaccinate 100 million people, they think that the adverse side effects, and they don't really know because the VAERS report, it's very underreported, and it's hard to see whether or not it's.
Joe Rogan needs to fucking watch that video of that lady who's like, I got this crazy neurological disorder after I got the vaccine where I can only walk backwards and have these like fucking dumbass accents that I do all the time. Like, he needs to watch that shit and then maybe it'll fucking hit him in the head that like he's being duped by dummies.
100% accurate. I don't know how much they investigate each individual one.
Right.
Like, I feel like Joe Rogan watched that video and only saw the first half and not the second half when they like actually make a fool of her when they expose her for faking it. You know what I mean?
But if you they seem to think that at a low number, like a conservative number, it's like 1 per 1,000. So if you vaccinate 1 million people, you're going to have a lot of people that have adverse side effects. You vaccinate 100 people, you're going to have a lot. So this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah. And that doesn't get any play.
It doesn't. They suppress it. There was a kid on TikTok that had myocarditis, and he was a high school kid, like an athlete, and he was in the hospital. And it got millions and millions of plays. They removed it from TikTok because it doesn't fit the narrative. Like, that's what's fucked.
That's really an indication of a much larger problem.
Yes.
Yeah,
the problem is they
true.
think they're doing good.
I mean, a 13-year-old got it and died a day later.
Quite a few.
There's a few kids that unfortunately, have passed away.
Yes. I have a friend, and one of his good friend's daughter got it. She was 14 years old and just immediately respiratory failure. They put her in the ICU. She's fucked. There was one of the girls in the trials that was 13 years old. It's confined to a wheelchair
for the rest of her life.
And
and you can't sue. Not that suing would matter when it's your child.
No, you can't. That's part of what's going on. The emergency use authorization. It exempts them from any. And you're talking about these companies that have always historically lied about adverse side effects in order to make profit. They've done it with Vioxx. They've done it with a bunch of other drugs in the past. Pfizer's like one.
On Brendan Shaw podcast show, they bring up Ethan calling him out on Twitter. I'm sure they suck his ass. Or Joe's ass. Oh my God, dude. I mean, it's great, dude. It's great. If you want to fucking watch like some old dude constantly like get duped by weird fucking anecdotes that he sees on his like Facebook timeline or some shit, then yes, the Joe Rogan experience is for you. He's like, oh, buddy of mine got denied the vaccine because he's a fucking white. A buddy of mine got denied monoclonal antibodies because he's white. Buddy of mine got this. Buddy of mine that. Like, He's always been the buddy of mine, Andy, but back in the day, his buddies were just constantly victims of divorce court. And that was fun, okay? He would constantly fucking talk about how all of his buddies of his were, you know, victims to harlots in divorce court. And that was it. That's the most, that was the extent of it. It wasn't like all my buddies are fucking dying of the vaccine injuries that they got.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
So how does that work? Like who? So if a person like you is a national security advisor, like in a general, who comes to you with these ideas and plans?
Well, it's your job to kind of convene the president's cabinet, right? The principals committee of the National Security Council, and you know, Joe, I write about this in the book. I walked into that office really unexpectedly, obviously, right? You know, I had been walking down Walnut Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on my way to a think tank. My job at the time was design the future Army. So I'm an active duty lieutenant general. And I was going to brief this think tank community, get their thoughts on a study that we had commissioned, almost a 2-year-long study on Russia's annexation of Crimea and invasion of Ukraine, and Russian new generation warfare, and what it meant, right, for developing the future Army and the future military. And my phone rings, and it's a partially blocked number from the White House.
Oh boy!
And they say, hey, the president would like you to interview for the job of National Security Advisor at Mar-a-Lago.
It says partially?
So it just says
blocked?
202. It's just 202.
That's it?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, but that's some like Batman shit.
So that's why.
Bro, I have something really funny for this. Not HR McMaster, but I'm not even kidding. Hold on 1 second. Are you guys sure about this anti-slap motion? The person who posted this?
5 months, let's go.
Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm not gonna say anything yet. Hold on. Where did they get this? Where do they get this information from? Who's getting sued? No. Ethan talked about it on a video the other day. They were going to have a hearing and it was looking good. There definitely was a ruling on the 12th, but it's paywalled. Wait. Oh. It's public record. The chatter is talking about something from like 4 weeks ago. Okay, well, I don't fully understand what this is, but it's the middle of the document. Court granted a defendant's motion to strike. It's in the middle of the document. No, I know, but I don't know where the document's from. It's dated yesterday, too. Okay, anyway, whatever. If I get more details from Ethan on this, I'll talk about it. I don't know. I don't know where they got this information from, though. Anyway.
16 months, Big Papa.
Call H3 live like he does his mom. No, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, all right, let's continue with the HR McMaster talking about it. But like this is fucking boring, kind of.
That's why I answered it. Typically, I wouldn't answer my phone on the way to a meeting, but maybe I ought to answer this one. So it came out of the blue, and so that was a Friday, right? And Sunday, I'm interviewing for the job.
Wow.
He hires me on President's Day, Monday. I fly back to Washington, right? On Air Force
You interviewed
One.
at Mar-a-Lago?
At Mar-a-Lago.
So you're having like shrimp cocktails?
Hey, I didn't know how to get food there, man. So after the first interview, right, they said, hey, the president would probably like to talk to you again. So I stayed. They kept me there for the rest of the day. I went into the military aides office, because I know those guys, and we're on the military. So I'm hanging out in their office. I'm doing emails for my regular job, and of course, calling my wife and calling Katie and talking to her about it. And there's no food. I don't know how to get food. So I ate everything that those guys had. I ate their pistachio nuts, man. And I left them a note. Hey, sorry, guys. I'll have to replenish your supplies.
You can't ask Trump, hey, buddy, where's the man get a steak
No,
around
I
here?
probably could have gotten some meatloaf or something.
I'm sure.
I'm sure I could have. Missed opportunity. But so anyway, that Monday I fly back to D.C. and I didn't even live in D.C. So they had these Osprey aircraft waiting to take me back to my house in Tidewater, Virginia. I packed a bag and I started on Tuesday, man. I mean,
Wow.
so it was quick, but I had this great gift that the Army gave me, which is the opportunity to study history, and so I walk into, to me, McGeorge Bundy's office, the guy who was National Security Advisor when Vietnam became an American war. And I wrote a book called Dereliction of Duty about how and why Vietnam became an American war, and identified all of the deficiencies in the decision-making.
I'm done. I can't listen to this dude. Oh my God, he's so boring. Okay. Joe Rogan unironically posted an online IQ test certificate. Oh God. It's just so boring. HR McMaster, who cares?